So, you know, I'm gonna head to Snake Pit first. Let's see if we can't take care of this problem once and for all, shall we? The snake infestation of the dungeon. And... oh, unexplored stair. So that would be this one right here. It's not bad, but I probably am happier to go to one of the ones, this one in fact, that we've already explored and cleared out just a wee bit. Now I want to keep my speed, so I'm not going to go to statue form. Hopefully I get out of this hallway before finding enemies. Ouch. You know what, let's not do this with two of you in sight. Let's just let you walk your way out of that hallway real quick. That should do the trick. That's one. And don't hit the wall, please, even though I'm betting... oh, it didn't hit the wall, but also didn't quite do the trick. So let's play a little bit of a risky game at half health there, but not too bad at the end of the day. And now we can start doing our ring around the rosy, going back and forth. I have 3 pots of mutation. Do I not want to get rid of the minus MP? I do, but at this stage, I kind of want to save them. I guess we could do a quick search of how many more we found. Yeah, those 3 are the only 3 in the game, so I probably want to save them for if we come across more malmutators, or especially for the Orb of Fire mutations at the future. Because sure, MP minus does suck. Feeling less energetic on a caster, not the best, but it's a heck of a lot better than being unable to read scrolls, getting teleported to monsters randomly, or getting put into a berserk rage anytime I want a melee attack. So for the time being, I'm kind of hedging my bets and hoping that, you know, it's not quite worth the risk. Whether or not that's accurate is definitely another question altogether. Oops, I want to end my transformation. There we go. But yeah, mostly just playing it safe here at the moment. And there you are. So I probably don't actually need to silence you. I don't really want to get blinked around. But, I mean, ideally, I just do this, take a step back, do this, take a step back, one more, and maybe one last one. Yeah, there we go, it's that easy. Perfect. And now we can save all of our unique slaying items for either Nicola when we get back up to Shoals, or if there's someone even worse just around the corner. Maybe Tiamat is just waiting for us around the next bend, so in order to avoid that potentiality, let's just play it a little safe here. Keep all those nice rechargeable bad boys around. And definitely not too shabby so far here. Again, this has just been so much better than the majority of snakes I've seen lately. I feel like I was far too lucky in how this one shook out. Just in not getting constant guardian serpents. I mean, one of our previous deep elves that was on the cusp of greatness was, you know, had all the tools in the world for getting through in one piece. They died in Snake because I went down a stairwell immediately into the company of 3 guardian serpents that kept surrounding me with constrictors, and it was just a bad situation all in all. So we definitely got very lucky, all things considered, in how our snake ended up turning out, at least so far. Maybe want to build in just the slightest bit of a caveat so that we don't immediately find ourselves in dire straits going through troubled water. Fantastic. The mapping scroll also paid for itself here. Probably should just be using Orbs of Destruction against the Naga warriors. And almost definitely should be in statue form, especially if I'm going to try to melee fight things using tab. Just kind of makes sense. But let's blast you, and then we can just tab fight through the rest. Even you, I think we can tab fight. But I noticed that we have another offering up from Behemoth, so let's head upstairs. I do really want Iron Shot. It's not necessarily completely needed for the run, just because we do have Orb of Destruction, we do have some other kind of things up our sleeve in terms of our toolbox, but Iron Shot is just such a good source of neutral damage, and it's a bit more consistent and reliable than Orb of Destruction, which is lovely. Less damage, of course, to kind of mix that out. The instability is, of course, kind of the whole selling point on the Orb, but that might be very nice to learn. What would I be willing to forget to learn it? Freezing Cloud, we haven't been using too much, so we could get rid of that. LRD we've been using a crap ton, so I probably want to keep that around. Same with like Mephitic Cloud has its useful bits of utility. And I don't know if we can sum up to 5 any other way. If we got rid of Sandblast, Sting, Poisonous Vapors, we're still short 1. Yeah, Guardian Serpents are the #1 threat. Is their surround affected by MR? It is not. No. Unless I'm completely blanking, which is possible. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone else in chat? Because there's usually there just is always someone more knowledgeable than me watching along in the background. But no, you just have to deal with it. I mean, having IMB helps a lot, but if you don't have that on the caster, then Snake is just brutal sometimes. Who doesn't want to shoot a literal cannonball at someone? I mean, not me. I definitely do want to do that, so gonna have to get rid of something. And I think Freezing Cloud is kind of a-okay by me. It's had its kind of niche use cases here or there. I should probably keep it for going through the rest of Snake. Oh, especially since we got Freezing Cloud from Bahamut as well, so we don't have the ability to regain this. Maybe. I'm always unsure exactly how that works. You'd think that after learning it once, we'd at least have, you know, peripheral knowledge as to the incantation and maybe the somatic efforts that go into casting the spell. But I'll trust the game's judgment in that regard. But I'd rather get rid of Freezing Cloud or Mephitic. Mephitic has been a lifesaver a few times, but is slowly but surely leading or heading out the door. I mean, that was in our first session a week ago on this character. Did I get Mephitic Cloud naturally or from... That might have also been from Bahamut. I feel like all of the spells, at least half the spells in this book, came directly from Bahamut, which is wild. But let's do it. I want to keep Freezing Cloud around for a wee bit, just so I have a bit of a selection of elemental flavors, I guess, to go with in terms of destructive magic. So that and Poisonous Vapors. Gonna go, and let's learn Iron Shot. Lovely. We can double check. No, Mephitic Cloud is here. So one way or another, it's at least still learnable if we ever do need to go back on that decision. We realize that we've made regrettable decisions in life. That's always an option. Just being able to survive 2 Orbs of Destruction is pretty impressive. My hat goes off to these Naga warriors. If we weren't such bitter enemies and they didn't constantly cause problems for so many of my characters, I think we'd be friends in another life. But unfortunately, I hate them, so it is what it is. Poor buddies never really did much wrong besides trying to defend their home from invasion, but when you're on the invader side, I guess it's a little bit harder to identify with that reasoning. Ring of Slain, no, we'll leave alone. And just send off a couple of those bad boys. We should be in statue form once again if we're melee fighting things. Why the heck not? Let's play it safe. Oh, hello. You all added up quickly. But that should be fine. Especially with IMB and just being able to blast you all to Kingdom Come if you get too close. And that is lovely. In fact, where did our Iron Shot go? Let's try it out. Nice. A good send-off process. The Rogue Fabook. Resist poison, resist corrosion in +4. Unfortunately, not quite as defensible as I'd like. Oh, hello, my guardian friend. Goodbye. The good guardian serpent is a dead one. As horrible as it is to admit. And Hello, my little friends. You, I probably will blast. We have decent defenses when it comes to fire, obviously, so that makes it a little bit less of a priority, but still want to keep in mind Guardian Serpent definitely gets highest priority in terms of murder here, and ooh, that Iron Shot didn't do quite as well as I'd like. I'm still doing okay. I'm not bothering to come out of statue form because while they're hasted, they're still just as quick as I am. Now though, I will just wish you a fond farewell. And you know what, maybe I will actually get a bit greedy. Oh, I should have gone for an Orb of Destruction instead of an LRD, but it is what it is. Let's just hop out of here, shall we? No need to risk too much. We can just reset completely, send out a few of these bad boys. They'll probably hit the wall, but you can't fire well, just fire lots. And that is lovely. You can get blasted immediately, and the rest of you can just slowly make your way out to follow me. Want to be careful not to attract too much attention. A bunch of Guardian Serpents all coming out at once definitely seems slightly less than ideal. This, on the other hand, seems absolutely lovely. Especially if you just want to follow me, if you're the only one around. Perfect. And then we just rinse and repeat. This is our life now. We're making a decent amount of noise, which is good and bad. Does mean that we're attracting attention, but that also means that we're slowly but surely kind of dragging these buddies out from their much more fortified homes. The women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Let's continue blasting through here. I feel like I should potentially retreat out. Slightly less than ideal conditions to be found under. I'm also starting to sweat up a storm here. The pressure is on. I should have known playing DCSS. I was already a little bit warm in this sweater. Let's remedy that real quick, shall we? One of the rare times that we get to not see my ears because my hair is too long for that, but take off those bad boys. Realize how loudly I'm talking since I get so used to the encapsulation of my ears and the slight deafening effect. There we go. Rest up. Go back down, feeling a little fresher. Feeling ready for the pressures at hand now that I'm not absolutely boiling myself. Should be just about done at the end of the day. That's probably hitting a wall. I was afraid that might be the case. What's Iron Shot's range? That's actually not too bad. Gladly take that. We will head back out to the stairs just to rest up, get all of our magic back. And I mean, you get the process now. It's just a heck of a lot of rinse and repeat in this exact strategy. Just to make sure that we're not getting too surrounded and we always have enough magic to start blasting if things don't go our way. We're a little bit of a sore loser like that, I guess. Guardian Serpent, do you want to show your face again? No? Okay, then I am going to retreat back a bit. If we can just Orb Destruction the Guardian Serpent, that's not the end of the world. We always have a shot. But if we don't have the mana to take care of them, we could definitely find ourselves in a bit of a nightmare spot. Are you? Oh, you are in range. 66% chance to hit. Never didn't have it. Beautiful. And so we rinse and repeat. I should have made sure that you didn't have a reflection buckler before launching off that first one, because that could have been absolutely horrifying. But we're A-okay. And who knows, maybe we could have just played a bit of ping pong. We have the reflection brand as well. I'm a bit of a reflector myself. And we might as well finish our shot through the area. I almost don't want to because managed to do so well. And ooh, that's a halberd of distortion. We do not accept these kinds of arms here. I'm pretty sure that's against the Geneva Convention, so you, my friend, are going to have to get absolutely wrecked. Necessary, not even evil, honestly, just a necessary process at the end of the day. Yeah, okay, I agree, game. I did not mean to try and shoot myself. Appreciate you for holding me back. It's just so angry at these snakes, is the thing. Not too shabby here. Definitely on a good path to victory. We can even throw down some of our fancier spells that we don't use that often. Even doing a terrible job of casting LRD. No, do not walk into the freezing vapor. Instead, let's just head this way, shall we? Otherwise, yeah, we can take you down, no problems. Against the Jivia Convention. Exactly. Most important document on the restrictions and safe measures of conducting dungeon warfare. Very important. So this is where all the guardian serpents were hanging out. Basically an entire snake's worth of guardian serpents, all just in this final little vault area. Unfortunately, a little too late when it comes to keeping your snaky pals alive, though that's only unfortunate from your perspective, I'm afraid, my friends. I am very happy about it, if I'm being completely honest. But there we have it. Not too bad. And thank you, Safid. I appreciate it. Definitely letting the drink go a little bit long. I can always tell by recognizing that this, or like in the next half an hour, is usually when I'd be getting a refill for my glass, and today it's like pretty much just a few sips gone because I've just been completely absorbed and entranced by our efforts to try and stay alive against all odds. This ending is quite manageable usually, for sure. I like that it splits the enemies up. Like, you run the risk, of course, of making noise and getting surrounded from above, but at the end of the day, it makes it so much more manageable, and especially the extreme amount of corners here where we're just constantly able to keep out of sight definitely makes things a heck of a lot easier. But okie dokie, am I feeling this? I think I'm ready to give Nicola another shot here. Let's go meet our maker. This fancy inventor's a little twofold themselves these days. Let's pull an Edison and just ruin their entire career, shall we? Where are you at, my lightning-themed friend? Hello? Hello? There you are. Oh, there he is. Look at this cutie. Okay, well, let's get you hit with a torrent of water. Then 1 Orb of Destruction. 2 Orb of Destruction. And 1 more? Hey, there we go. Fantastic. No problems whatsoever. You mean if there's no Nicklin vaults? One more reason to go there. Definitely could at this point start, going through vaults or depths, no problem, but I think we've also got shoals. I wouldn't say in the bag. I feel like that's just asking for trouble, that kind of mentality in this game, but we're at least in a semi-reasonable position to begin our attempt at making our way through this area, just to throw in the most cautionary language we possibly can. So the game doesn't have any rope to hang us with. And, yep, you can teleport yourself. I guess that's cool. We're about at the point where we can start getting rid of all the stones we've been collecting, because those were pretty much just for Sandblast, which is also on the short list. We're nixing from the oeuvre here, our toolbox of spells. So at least something to think about. We'll see how it goes. How is our training going? It's all on shields, and it's ticking along. We're just about at the point where I could probably get away with upgrading to a kite shield. Just because we have decent stats across the board, but I think I'll let the skill train a bit more. I'm not a huge rush. It's not like Reflection is going to help us very much against Javelins, unfortunately. Helps out a heck load against all the, like, Satyrs and, what are the lesser ones called? Because the Satyrs are the green buddies with the bows, no? It's been a while since I got Shoals, actually. Those are my retirement stones. Had to be done, unfortunately. And with my current spells, for sure, yeah, I think so. I've been surprised before, and that's why I like to just continually throw in caveats. Oh, don't shoot a drowned soul. Dang it. This is why we pay attention to auto-targeting. Very important. Fawn. Thank you, Eggly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was blanking on. Oh, look. Some fawns. Hello. Perfect timing. We weren't just talking about you or nothing. Oh, and Ilsui. Oh, wow. How about that? This is just the floor of uniques, I guess, or the section, I should say, the branch, because this isn't the same floor, but oh gosh, is it still just as terrifying. Okie dokie. 152. I'm a little bit close, too. Normally, I'd like to have the distance so that I could just launch out a few of our Orbs of Destruction, be happy with life. As is, we could teleport out of here. We have a decent amount of health ourselves, don't get me wrong. Freezing Cloud does some wonders as well. Yeah, we don't have cold resistance here. You know, let's try 1 or 2 turns. Back to Freezing Cloud. How much damage do you do? 6 to 21 per turn. It's not incredible, but it's definitely not terrible. Oh, and too bad we don't still know Mephitic Cloud. That might have been useful. I mean, it might check willpower, so maybe not so much, but still would have been an interesting idea to put into place at the very least. But what else do we wish to do? Condenser Vein is kind of pointless now that we've already filled the space with a few too many clouds. Though if we just retreat a bit, we could then do so, and that's fantastic. Too bad this isn't a tournament run with all the uniques I'm killing. Oh, you're not wrong. In fact, during the tournament, I ran into so few uniques across all of my runs that I feel like this is the game making up for it. Just throwing everything in the kitchen sink our direction. Well, let's pop around the corner here. A decent number of these bad boys are just going to be killed by the ice. In fact... Excuse me? Oh, there you are. Okay. I was very confused for a moment. And that's what I was afraid of. Blocking my line of sight so I don't get to use the big guns, but we have some stone here, which just kills you. Okay. Well, the solution to that mystery ended up being a little more straightforward than I initially was concerned about, but that's lovely. Don't get me wrong, that is not in any way, shape, or form a complaint, and I am absolutely stoked. I mean, this is what I was kind of expecting from this character. We have a lot of the tools at our disposal, so we don't have much of an excuse to die embarrassingly. I mean, if it had happened when Roxanne blinked us close and we were just, you know, completely thrown into the deep end, that I think I would have been okay with. As disappointing as it would have been. But any of these other fights, I should be able to manage a little bit better with the nice mix of kind of damage dealing potential and the utility that we have available in our spellbook right now too. It's pretty incredible. That Illy went down smooth. Perfect. Just wonderfully. And hit with rock is best tool. First tool is the best. Yeah. Much like banging rocks was our very first foray into tool making, I too shall send this run out as an ode to our cave people ancestors. Let's find a new stairwell to breach down into, though. No need to take unnecessary risks. When instead, we can just relax a little bit here. Definitely want to try to get you kids blasted if possible. The poison is going to help in that regard as well. Fantastic. And yeah, do you want one of these maybe? Not quite. At least with the snapping turtle, we have a nice easy retreat. Barbs in my skin? Yeah, that's fine. A little bit of pain is good for your character building. Ooh. No, I will not focus the merfolk. Let's get our priorities straight here, game, shall we? Can poison the Kraken something fierce, so that actually works out quite well. And then... do I have anything that hits that far? Not so much, hey? This kind of works. Kraken seems to slow down. I think our poison just killed the Kraken? We didn't have anything else that was on the verge of dying here, did we? Don't believe so. But hello, Kirky. Work later at 11%? That's not too bad. They'll want to take you upstairs, though. Maybe. I mean, if you're just gonna come right up, then I don't see a problem with it whatsoever. Hopefully our new friends down here aren't immediately dead. I always like getting a little bit of help from the freed friends here. We freed them from the Enchantress's thrall. And they are just eternally grateful, which I very much am in turn grateful to them for. Let's blast you. That did not do as much work as I thought. Ooh, and Windrake. I actually probably should have just headed up the stairs, but... getting some mana back? Oh, really poison your non-hostiles? No, I will not kill these innocents, even if I maybe should. That goes against everything we live for in life. Oh, that merfolk really made some ground there. Impressive stuff. I mean, it doesn't exactly help them stay alive by any stretch of the imagination, but we can still give credit where credit is due. You, friend, are so close to dead. There we go. Fantastic. And okie dokie, let's just keep weaving our way down. Hopefully the humans don't come into view while I'm radiating toxicity, because again, I try my best not to murder innocents in this game, and in fact, that's partially why I was so happy to take Kirke up the stairs with us, was for that fact alone. I don't actually know between Iron Shot and Orb of Destruction. Orb of Destruction gains damage as it travels, and can't miss, which is nice. Let's go for it. Another couple of shots should do the trick. Care of that snapping son of a gun sooner or later here. So I should check. My laptop did not at all function today. I'm trying to bring it on as our stream assist tool here. Still just kind of stuck there, so maybe I should actually... apologies for doing this on stream, but I was kind of hoping to have this available, so I'm just going to hard restart it real quick, and then we can continue on in our quest through Shoals here. Hopefully have that up by the end of the stream, but no real issues regardless. I feel like everything, to a certain extent, was conspiring against the stream today, because I was even a few minutes late, since my camera just refused to at all be picked up whatsoever. Just the classic run-of-the-mill issues, the gamut, as it were. But hey, we got through in the end, and that's all that really matters. Especially since, somehow, against all odds, the run's still going. So that is absolutely stellar. Do I want to drop stones? I can drop the javelins. We're probably never gonna pivot off into that side. I always tell myself that maybe I will become a thrower instead of a spellcaster, but let's be a little bit more real with ourselves. Oops. Yeah, no, we do not. Radiate toxicity around new friends, right? This is important. I kind of expected the majority of them to be dead by now, since so much of the floor was still unexplored when we first freed them, but I guess, are they not fighting things down here? I feel like they're normally kind of naturally hostile to the denizens of the dungeon, or perhaps it actually comes from the opposite direction, where the monsters hate them and that's what starts the fights. Huh, that's a weird one. Elemental Wellspring. Primal Wave does kind of suck. Thought for a moment we were in Shoals Forks. That's where I normally see these sons of guns. Please make it through the doorway. Lovely. I appreciate that very much. Orb of Destruction. You're a real treasure. Okie dokie, though. Now here's a fight. Put up some nice cold clouds. Keep poisoning everyone. That's fantastic. Again, no humans come into sight, please. Just stay back. You don't think you've ever seen that monster? They're definitely rare, the Wellsprings. Yeah, I don't see them often. And they're relatively new, like in the last 2 or 3 versions, I think, because I'd never seen them before that, though I might have just been in the same boat as you, where it just happened to never come across them. But they're definitely interesting, and that was not a good representation of how it often goes fighting them, because it can definitely be quite a bit rougher, to say the least. Still carrying stones, so I guess I might as well use these. Perfect. Yeah, they just summon a ridiculous number of elementals. Real pain in the butt. And that primal wave deals way more damage than I'd like, while not being reduced by cold resistance, of course. Which is what truly makes them terrifying, but all good for us here today, and that's all that really matters. Hello, my friend. In that case, we'll switch over our attacks here. You get an Orb of Destruction, you get an Orb of Destruction. But to be fair, I guess the Sea Snake got more of an iron shot to the face, but regardless, point stands. You're still dead. Now, let's go. I'm guessing there's some treasure. Oh, just deep water. Oh, geez. Hello. Well, okay, this one might be a little bit more of a representation as to what we generally have to go through. You are not resistant to cold, so get absolutely wrecked. Just so. Yeah, but you can see how much this is hurting. In fact, I deeply regret my choices in life. The water strikes coming from every angle is not exactly great. In fact, if we take a peek here real quick, 3D17 and the 3D24 is probably enough to sink us under. Pun only very slightly intended. I probably should have either just ran immediately or even teleported out of here at the first sign of trouble, but I'm debating just throwing a blink at this. If I survived Roxanne only to die in one turn here, I don't know if I'd ever forgive myself, really. So, with that in mind, let's just play it safe here. Wellsprings have been in the game since 0.16. Oh wow, but only appeared in Cocytus in the earlier versions. That's still wild. Yeah, I'm surprised that they're so unfamiliar to so many players, I feel. Me included, until a bit more recently. That's wild. Okay, water elementals should be fine. I'm actually going to read a teleport now, and then try and just kill everything before it has a shot. In fact, I'm hoping the Wellspring is actually just around this corner. Even though there's a small chance that they can't actually walk out of the deep stuff. But better safe than sorry. Let's just check that out real quick. And where are you, my spring friend? Ah, you know what? I think you might be completely trapped to the deep water. It makes sense. In that case, what's my best bet for dealing with you? It's Freezing Cloud, for sure. And then, is there anything else? I guess we can just try and kill the water elementals. I'll go statue form just in case. Get a little bit of extra HP under our belt. And, oh, Fulminant Prism would have actually been a good idea to start whipping out slightly sooner. There we go. Fantastic, as we reach level 18. Okay, there's gotta be treasure, right? Find fly. Any flying artifacts around besides the obsidian axe? There is a ring of flight. So yeah, I'll drink this potion. Trapdoor down, but not up. Just a little bit of gold. Wand of Flame, and another Conjuration Staff. Okay, let's not risk accidentally running out of flying while we're over on that side of the deep. And beauty. Okie dokie, well, let's hope that Shoals 4 isn't quite as terrifying, even though that's a sentence that is almost never true, unfortunately, much to my chagrin. But that should be a-okay. We'll pop down here. This looks like the... I'm trying to think of what I would call this layout. They're like little coves. The cove layout, where each of these little sections has potential to store the rune as well as carry some new friends. Like so. Just to make sure that those hit, I'm going to use Iron Shot instead of Orb Destruction, even though it is definitely slightly risky. And let's see. I'd rather blast you two, I think, with LRD. Beautiful. And pretty much ideal there. Obsidian Axe is the most fun you'll ever have throwing a run. 100%. No, I love the Obsidian Axe. If we weren't playing on a Deep Elf and specifically gone through so much of this curse, I would switch to it just out of principle. Because I love the entire concept of just every fight, you're either going to win it or die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no middle ground. Those are just the straight facts of the matter. And you're in it for the long haul. It's super fun. Oh. Laptop is working. Log in there real quick so I can get my stream. Summary? Not summary, that's a different thing. That's a different word, but the little dashboard up there, just in case I'm missing anything, always important, especially when my OBS disconnects. Usually that's my only indication, because otherwise everything looks fine on this end. But Eggly, you want to run with the Obsidian Axe? Even more fun? No, it's definitely possible. That's the thing. As suicidal as the Obsidian Axe is, it's so powerful that you can just win runs still, which is why I find it to be such a fun, like, knife's edge. You're just absolutely balling out of control and hoping that it all works out, and it definitely can, which is lovely. Most fun you can have in DCSS. Besides having, like, Stormform, Manifold Assault, and just murdering the entire screen. I think nothing really holds a candle to that in my books these days. A little bit of, like, recency bias on that, just because Manifold Assault, you know, was, like, the new hotness to a certain extent, but doesn't make it less true. Okay, going to be taking a little bit of a beating here, which I don't love, but we should be able to take care of the majority of these buddies, and because there's so many popcorn enemies, it's actually a good opportunity to regenerate a lot of the mana that we're spending thanks to Vehemet, so that's perfect. Let's see, what is your Trident? Venom? That should be fine, I don't mind whatsoever. Let's throw out one Iron Shot then, and we can go back to AoE after that. And this is just our life now, rinse and repeat. In fact, against you, we can just do it the old-fashioned way, I'm pretty sure. Lovely. Definitely come in, get some treasures. No treasures? That's fine. Can all be good coves at the end of the day, as much as we might wish differently. Oh, I hate this. Okay, start frosting you up. Can try and sneak an Orb of Destruction past, where it's either going to hit the wall or the harpy, but there was a chance, and there we go. We did eventually get it. Well, one of the harpies is going to land on that teleport trap, and I kind of want to use it as my emergency get out of jail free card. Let's just hope they don't do too much damage. We can walk around the corner. If we take a peek, they deal 14 and 19. So it's 2 checks against our incredible AC of 33, at least for a spellcaster, especially for a Deep Elf, incredible AC. So it's unlikely we take a heck of a lot of damage, and we should actually be able to chunk our way through, and indeed we can. Fantastic. What am I doing? These should have probably just been 2 Orbs of Destruction, and that would have taken care of the entire welcoming party, but that's fine. This does the trick as well at the end of the day. That's all you can really ask for.